Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha, and in this video I'm going to talk about the benefits of rice water. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the red subscribe button, and also as you're watching the video I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, so please give it a like. So rice water is something that's been used for a long time by many people, and it's very popular. I like it, I've used it, and I've seen the benefits of it. However, what I thought, or at least what I've discovered, is that there's so much information out there, and if you ask different people, they'll tell you different things about rice water. So I thought it might be helpful to put together this video just to explain the information that is out there in the literature, put it all together in one place so that you are better informed about rice water and you can decide for yourself whether it is something that you want to incorporate in your hair care regimen. So rice water, it is essentially what it is. It is the water that remains after rice is cooked or left to soak. It was first used by Japanese women many centuries ago, but more recently it has been adopted by the Yao women in China, and then nowadays it is mainstream. So many people know about rice water, so many people use rice water, and it's now used by people all over the world. So the different forms of rice water, there are different ways to prepare rice water. I'll just explain a little bit about the different forms so that you can decide which one works better for you. So just to remember that each method is going to give you different results. So one might be more superior in one way compared to another, and vice versa. So first of all, you can either use raw rice water or boiled rice water. By raw rice water, I mean the water that you get after you wash your rice and then you keep that water, or you can just soak uncooked rice and ferment it. When you boil the rice water, again, you can either wash the rice, keep the water and then boil that, or you actually cook the rice, you boil the rice and then you drain the rice and you keep that water. As we know, there are different types of rice out there. So there's white rice, brown rice, or black rice. You can use any of these to make your rice water. However, it has been shown that black rice is probably the most potent one, so it is the more powerful one. And you can either use fresh rice water, so that's just water that you've just washed your rice with or cooked with and you use it immediately, or you can use fermented rice water. And when you ferment the rice water, it's up to you how long you want to ferment it for. Some people will ferment it for 24 hours, other people 2 days, some will say 3 to 5 days, or 5 to 7 days. And believe it or not, some people actually ferment it for weeks and even months. So it's what works for you. You know, one method is not going to be the same as what somebody else prefers. Just to remember that when you ferment the rice water, it is going to smell. So, don't kid yourself and imagine that it's not going to smell. It will. However, you can reduce the smell by adding things like essential oils or even citrus peels. So like the peels of an orange, grapefruit, lemon, whichever one you prefer, you can just add that when you're fermenting your rice and your rice water, and it can help to reduce the smell. It won't take it away completely, I'm not going to lie to you, but it does actually make it smell a bit better. Between fresh rice water and fermented rice water, the research shows that fermented rice water is more potent or more powerful than fresh rice, and it's simply because when you ferment it, when you leave it to soak, and you leave it to ferment over whatever period, the nutrients have more time to come out of the rice and go into the water, so that your rice water has more of the nutrients that you need for your hair growth and health, and for your healthy hair. So what is contained in rice water? Rice water contains amino acids, and these are the building blocks of proteins. Therefore, rice water has a lot of protein in it. I know when we think about rice, we immediately think that it's a starch, which is absolutely true. But once you leave it to ferment, the fermentation process actually makes the amino acids come out of the rice and go into the water, and therefore there's quite a lot of protein in the rice water. The rice water also contains vitamin B, vitamin C, and vitamin E. It also contains minerals, potassium, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, and manganese. And it also contains a carbohydrate known as inositol, which can enter the hair shaft and help to strengthen the hair. And it also contains antioxidants, which are things that can help to protect the hair from pollution and free radicals. So it has a lot of things which are great for the hair. They're also great for the skin, but since we're talking about hair today, all those things are fantastic for hair growth and healthy hair. So what are the benefits of rice water for the hair? The proteins, vitamins, minerals, inositols, and antioxidants in the rice water are thought to help strengthen the hair strands from the inside. Some people also think that you might create a coating on the outside of the hair, which will also protect the hair from breakage. But I think most of the research will say that it strengthens the hair from the inside. It also prevents breakage, and therefore, if your hair is not breaking, you're going to see longer, thicker, fuller hair. They also thought to stimulate hair growth by nourishing the hair follicles, and they can also make the hair smooth and shiny. Therefore, it reduces frizz and it helps to detangle hair. It also helps to stop excessive hair shedding. So if you're struggling with hair shedding, if you have sought help from a medical professional and they've told you what the cause is, rice water is something that you can use in addition to whatever treatment that you're getting from the medical professional to try and help reduce excessive shedding. I have found this myself, that whenever I was shedding hair, if I used rice water, then the shedding would reduce almost immediately. And nowadays, I hardly have any hair shedding. It can also help to remove dandruff, and that's because it's going to help with, repairing the skin, the scalp, and nourishing the scalp as well. And it also helps to repair damaged cells in the scalp, and that's because of the antioxidants and the proteins. So how long it takes to see the benefits of rice water on your hair? Obviously, it depends on your hair growth rate, so it's going to be different for different people. However, when it comes to excessive shedding, you are most likely going to see a difference almost immediately. So even after you've used it the one time, a lot of people have said that they have noticed a difference with the hair shedding, and I can testify to that myself. Hair breakage, your hair will feel stronger soon after you start using rice water, and again, I can testify to this. So you will notice a difference almost immediately, very, very quickly. When it comes to hair growth, this obviously is not going to happen overnight. There is really nothing that's going to make hair grow so fast, much faster than your natural hair growth. What you'll see is that because you're going to stop excessive shedding, and you're going to stop the hair breakage, and you're going to nourish the hair follicles, your hair will grow healthier and will grow longer. So it will take several weeks for you to see the difference in hair growth, and sometimes it might be even several months before you start to see a significant hair growth. And then when it comes to the hair appearance, it will make your hair look smooth and shiny, less frizzy, basically immediately after you start using the rice water. So it's quite an immediate effect. As with anything, there are potential side effects, and I think it's important for you to be aware of these if you're going to use rice water. So first of all, rice water has a lot of protein in it, and therefore it can cause protein overload, especially for people with low porosity hair. So you do need to be careful about this. Of course, hair needs a balance between protein and moisture, but you have to be aware that rice water will contain a lot of protein, so just be careful. And because of that protein and potential for protein overload, it can cause hair to become very dry and very brittle, and therefore it can make it prone to break. When we're talking about fermenting rice water, what happens is that bacteria are the ones which are going to act on the rice and the rice water and cause the fermentation. So the bacteria which causes the rice fermentation can cause bacterial scalp infections, which is why I personally prefer to use it before I shampoo my hair. But, I'm just going to put it out there so you're aware. Additionally, if fungus happens to grow in your rice water, again, you could develop fungal scalp infections. Because of all those potential side effects, these are my personal recommendations of how to use rice water safely. First of all, keep it in your hair for no longer than 30 minutes. I know a lot of people will just apply it and leave it on their hair for days, for weeks, until the next wash day. Of course, each to their own, and if it works for them, fair enough. But personally, I only apply it before I even shampoo my hair. I use it as a pre-poo, and I leave it on for just 30 minutes before I wash my hair. I know some people will be worried that once you wash it that it's going to stop working, but that's not the case. When you apply it to your hair, you massage it into your hair, massage it into your scalp, cover it with a cap, and then just leave it to work for the 30 minutes. You'll still have the benefits, the full benefits, even after you wash and condition your hair. I've got a video in which I showed you how I use rice water, and I'll put a link to that on the screen and also in the description box below so you can watch it and see how I use it. And because it's got quite a lot of protein, my recommendation is for you to use it only when your hair needs it, so only when your hair needs a protein treatment. If you've got low porosity hair, remember that it can't tolerate a lot of protein, so I would recommend that you use this maybe once every 1 or 2 months. If you have used it more frequently than that and your hair's been fine, again, that's entirely up to you. But for those people who haven't used rice water before and who are not quite sure how much their hair will tolerate protein, then I would recommend that you start slowly, and then you can figure out what your hair needs as you go on your hair journey. I would recommend that you do not make a big batch of rice water to then keep for future uses. I recommend that you make enough to use for just the one session. If you've got leftover rice water, please just throw it away, because if you keep it, it's going to continue fermenting unless you put it in the fridge, of course, because that stops the fermentation. But I would just think, it's better for you to just make enough to use in that one session and then just throw away the rest. If you've made your rice water, obviously depending on your climate, if it's all season, sometimes the rice water will ferment much faster than you thought that it would. And if you can see with the little bubbles that the rice water has fermented, what you can do, if it's not yet your wash day, then you can just put it in the fridge, and that will stop the fermentation process, or at least slow it down. I always recommend that you do a deep moisturizing conditioning treatment after you've used rice water, because it can make your hair very dry and very brittle. You want to make sure that you replace moisture, make sure that it's very well moisturized, because then that will help to keep your hair nice and soft, healthy, and will prevent breakage. We're already trying to use it to stop breakage, but if you don't use it properly and if you don't do a deep conditioning treatment afterwards, then it can do the opposite and it can break your hair. Just to remember that when we're using rice water, the research out there has not really been available. So the benefits of rice water on the hair has not actually been proven by research. The information that we have that is available in the literature has actually just been gathered from people who've used it. So it's more anecdotal than actually based on scientific research. The rice water is not for everyone. So I know some people will say it didn't work for me or it damaged my hair. Obviously, you need to think about how you used it. But again, not everything's going to work for everybody, so this might not work for you. And I would say don't just go and use the rice water just because everybody else is doing it and it's popular, everybody's talking about it. If you've never used it before and you're a bit nervous about putting it all over your hair, then I recommend that you just put it on an inconspicuous spot, maybe at the back or something, and then see how your hair responds to it before you put it all over your hair and you just have a disaster. Rice water is just one aspect of your hair care regimen. You cannot expect to just say you don't do anything else for your hair. You just apply the rice water and your hair will flourish. It won't. It's going to be a disaster. You still need to take care of your hair, so make sure your hair is clean, it's moisturized, it's conditioned. Take care of your body, your mind, your soul. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, making sure that you're eating a healthy, balanced diet. All those things are still important. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, and I will do more videos on rice water because I think it's a fascinating topic. But again, if you want to watch a video where I've made my rice water and also how I use rice water, just look out for the links on the screen and also in the description box below. But otherwise, again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel and support my channel. I really want this to grow, and I've got lots of information for you, which I'm going to share with you on a regular basis, so you don't want to miss that. And if you're not sure how to subscribe, all you do is just open an account with Gmail or Google Mail so that you can sign into YouTube and subscribe. It's very, very easy. And I'd also appreciate it again if you give the video a thumbs up. And I would love to hear from you. Have you used rice water before, or are you still doing a bit of research for yourself? Did it work for you, or was it not really that good for your hair? I'd love to know. Let's have a conversation. If you know anyone who might be interested in this type of content, please share the video and also the link to my channel with your friends, your family, colleagues, anybody. You can share through WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I would really appreciate that. So I'll see you in my next video. Until then, please take care of yourself. Bye for now, my lovelies.